listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. For those of you who have missed new episodes lately, I just had to take a break to feel bad for a while. You know how Abraham says, you can't be of service to anyone else if you're not in alignment yourself? That's why, tending to your own feelings is more important than anything else. Well, I wasn't feeling fabulous after burying two of my dogs, my personal dogs this spring. It took me a minute to get back to good. And that's actually kind of what I want to talk about today. Sometimes clients show up to me and they confess that they haven't been doing their manifesting practice, or they let it slide. Like they either got distracted with something else in life, or they just got bored with it and they did something else that they enjoyed more. Okay, well, here's the thing. If you're doing something that you enjoy more, that's an improvement in your alignment practice. You're still doing it. They think they abandoned it when the truth is they just enhanced it. Sometimes that's what's happening, sometimes not. But here's the thing. First of all, we know we're always manifesting. That never stops. It's not something we turn off and on. We might turn our awareness of it or our deliberateness of it off and on, but we're always doing it. We're always creating our reality. And whenever you abandon your scripting or your affirming or your visualizing in favor of something that you enjoy more, that's still an alignment practice. Like your best friend came to town, you spent 3 days doing whatever you guys wanted to. That's wonderful vibration management there. Or you started a new job, so you stopped waking up at 5:30 to meditate because you're so excited about your new work, like so engaged with it. You know what? If you're having a good time, you're doing it right. So don't feel bad because you didn't do your practice that you think you're supposed to be doing. Our alignment practice is whatever feels better. And when you're not having a good time, like, I don't know, say you just buried two of your dogs 2 weeks in a row and almost lost one of your foster kitties to a spay gone wrong, and you're feeling kind of shaken by it all, and maybe you suspend your I am statement practice and you're visualizing until you feel better, guess what? That's a valid vibration management practice, doing what feels better. And if it feels better to take a break, you're still doing it. Abraham has said, do not affirm when you're out of the vortex. Your affirmations will not serve you then. Look, and I'm just going to say I have successfully used affirmations to feel better, so I don't just restrict myself to their use when I'm on cloud 9, but I understand Abraham's point. And if you just stop doing your manifesting work because you're bored with it, and then you do whatever's more engaging, think of the vibration of that. You're more engaged. Like if you're having more fun, that is a manifesting practice. Feeling better is what this work is all about. And if it feels better to give up your original alignment plan, whatever manifesting exercise you said you were going to do, then you're still doing it, even when you give it up. You're still finding ways to feel better, and that's what matters most. I think it's a bad idea for us to just blindly commit to, this is what I'm going to do, irregardless of how I feel about it. How we feel about it is all that matters. We want to pay attention to that at all times. So if there comes a day when making another Pray Rain journal entry isn't your favorite thing, or when you're tired of looking at your vision board, or the idea of writing down one more list of 5 things to appreciate just rubs you the wrong way, that's a good time to do something else that feels better. Just make sure you really are doing something that feels better. We want to learn to condition ourselves to good vibrations. That's what we want to get used to. Some people, I've seen this happen where they have an alignment practice, especially like when it's a self-love practice, because those can often be confronting. And say they're doing it for a few days, they're being good to themselves here, and they're saying nice things to themselves there. And one day they're just like, I hate this. It's hard and it sucks. I don't like it. And they give it up to go back to a routine that isn't good vibrations. Okay, in that case, they're not giving up their alignment practice in favor of something that feels better. They're just going back to familiar territory of self-denigration or withholding good feelings for themselves, whatever. And that's not a vibrational improvement. And you're still manifesting. You're still doing it. You're still engaging law of attraction to create your reality. Probably not creating stuff that you would love or that brings an improvement to your experience, but we're always doing it. So when someone gets on the phone with me and says, yeah, I haven't really been doing it. Well, guess what? You have. You always are. All of us always are. The only question is, what have we been activating? Is it the same old, or is it something new? Is it even something just even a little bit better? And if it's a little bit better, then that's worth celebrating. But if it's a regression to something that doesn't feel so fabulous, that's what we want to change. I guess there's really 2 points I'm trying to make with this episode. Let's just say there are 2 points I'm making with this episode. Because I don't try to do anything. I either do it or I don't. I learned that from Yoda. You did too. Okay, just because you aren't making an entry in your appreciation journal or because you didn't get 5 minutes of visualizing your dream come true today, it doesn't mean you're not doing your alignment work. If you did something else that you enjoyed more, then you're doing great. Keep that up. Always reach for what would be even more fun or be more delightful or whatever offers more relief. Like when it's time to be sad, sometimes you just got to feel those feelings. There are appropriate times to put the traditional manifesting exercises down and just do whatever feels better, even if it's to cry on the couch for a minute or whatever. Feel whatever your feelings are. Avoiding them isn't how we best process them. And sometimes those feelings can get in the way of reaching for what feels better. So processing them. And Abraham is not really big on this message. I've heard people in the hot seat ask about, there are a lot of teachers, spiritual teachers, who talk about how important it is to feel your feelings. People have gotten in Abraham's hot seat to ask about that. And their answer has basically been, well, if you believe you need to, then you better. Well, and anyway, I don't want to sidetrack, but my other point I wanted to make with this episode is that law of attraction isn't something we turn on and off. It's always bringing us more of whatever we've got flowing, whatever we're activating. And the conscious part of conscious creation is to be aware of what we're calling forth from the ethers and to make appropriate adjustments when it's not what we want or when we recognize we can do better. Like when I recognize that missing Coda isn't the same as loving him. And if I know anything, it's that I love Coda. So I can stop the missing him routine because that's not what love is. In fact, there's a country song. Here I am sidetracking again. There's a country song my ex sent me after I moved out. I actually really like this song. It goes something like, who's the guy? I forget his name. I'm going to get it wrong, so I won't guess. It goes something like, look, girl, if you could wish me well, if you could be happy for me to meet someone else, then you never loved me like I loved you. This guy in the song, he doesn't want to be friends. He doesn't want to be friends. And he's like, if you think we could be friends, then you never loved me like I loved you. I really like that song, even though the message is contrary to what I really, truly know real love to be. But my ex believes that if I can be happy without him, that I never really loved him. I am pretty freaking sure that is not what love is. And I remind myself that whenever I feel wistful that Coda's not on the front porch keeping an eye on the hood, or when he's not right here to help me finish my sandwich, just because he's not here doesn't mean I don't still love him. And I know loving him is a different vibration than missing him. They feel very different. In fact, more sidetrack. I was thinking about this when Harvey, he's one of the foster pups we've had for a while who I'm likely going to adopt. After losing 2 dogs, I got an opening in my pack, and there's 8 puppies looking for homes. One of them kind of feels like mine. So anyway, I got 3 puppies vying for a spot in my lap. Harvey's one of them, and he just decided, Harvey, can you tell the way I say Harvey? I really like this dog. I love all these dogs. I love all these dogs dearly. Anyway, I think Harvey's mine. Okay, so I got 3 puppies vying for a spot on my lap, and Harvey decides just to let his sisters have the attention. And he just laid behind me. He's like still leaning up against me, but he's out of sight. I can't see him. If I turn around, I can kind of see his butt. So I know he's there, but I can't really see him. And I thought that was super cute. While his sisters are trying to, he just doesn't want to be trampled by his sisters who are trying to kiss me on the face. They don't try, they do. Let them, it's so cute. Anyway, so here's Harvey laying behind me, a spot where he could just have a nice little nap without being disturbed, but he's still in close vicinity. And I thought, that's so cute. And I thought, why isn't it the same with Coda? Like, I can't see him, but of course he's still here. Like, who he really is still here. He wasn't his body. He's Coda. And I realized it is the same thing if I let it be. I can find just as much love when I'm not being wistful that he's not right here in my lap for me to pet. Coda was not a lap dog. He wouldn't get in your lap. But you know what? This is a valid vibrational practice here. This whole practice, just finding thoughts that feel better, like, it's the same. Like when Harvey's laying out of sight, it's the same. Coda's just out of sight. They're still here. I still love them. I don't miss Harvey when he's laying right behind me. I think it's adorable. I love that he's doing what feels better, the same way Coda did. That's what a vibration management practice is, finding thoughts that feel better and finding those thoughts that help me reconnect to love and peace and joy. I'm doing it. That's what that is. And when missing him gets in the way of finding those better thoughts, then I just let myself feel those feelings that are there without judgment, knowing this is part of the process. It's valid and it works. It's not a wallowing until it is. It's not an insistence on feeling bad unless it devolves into that. And here's the thing. You are the only one. I'm the only one who knows for ourselves whether what we're doing, what we're feeling, or what we're thinking is a vibrational improvement. No one else can tell you that. No one else knows how it feels for you. They don't know your experiences or your desires or your feelings or your beliefs or your preferences. They don't know what it's like for you. Only you know. I will say, sometimes I think I know. Like if a client tells me, no, it really did feel better to binge on old Seinfeld episodes and fall asleep in front of the TV instead of engaging my self-love practice where I said I was going to get myself ready for bed on time and get to sleep at an hour where I know I wake up feeling physically better. Okay, I might be suspicious if you're letting yourself do your old routine that you aren't really engaging a be good to yourself practice. But the truth is, you're the only one who knows. You're the only one who can say what feels better and what doesn't. That's why you want to be paying attention to that, because no one else can tell you. They might think they know, and they might even be right sometimes. But really, you're your best authority. When you honor that, when you are continually heading towards whatever feels better to you, you're doing it. So rock on with your bad self, whatever it is that you're doing, even if it is no more pray rain journaling or never saying another affirmation. If what you're doing feels better, then I'm celebrating it. That's what vibration management is. That's what a conscious alignment practice is all about. It doesn't have to be a written page of affirmations or a consistent meditation practice. Whatever feels better to you is the best alignment practice you could choose, even if it doesn't look like a manifesting exercise. In my book, A Manifesting Exercise, well, everything we do is a manifesting exercise, but the ones that serve us are whatever we enjoy, whatever feels better, whatever offers relief. At least, that's my take on it. Your inner being may see it differently, and I may too someday, but for now, that feels right to me. Your opinion is the one that matters, so don't listen to me too much, though. You're your own best authority. Don't forget that. I just got a kitty. Hi, kitty, kitty. You coming to sit on my lap? So make sure you're listening to your own self more than anyone else, including me. And having said that, thanks for listening. And happy manifesting, everyone. Sending big love your way.